went even worse.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to start yet. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. This is the second live stream that we've started. I wasn't trying to. We'll start just about a minute or two. Still eating though.
This is helping me. I'm so ready for this year. But they keep messing up my schedule. I don't know, right? I don't know.
Hopefully I'll be up there. I'm trying to be at the high school more. I got some plans and there's a meeting with some people next week. So
Maybe
so
you
when
can
y'all see me in
join.
the hallway, don't act like y'all don't know me because I know how some of y'all be like.
No, I'll stop. I'll stop this time.
Okay.
Okay. She be popping up randomly though.
I think the first two will be open up. The
She
third
does.
one is gonna be like the vendor.
You like,
Okay.
oh,
And then,
okay.
so this is like the lobby area, and this is like the little terrace area.
I've been
And these
pretty
rooms
broke.
here, that's where the vendors are gonna be.
And I was like,
Go in there.
Okay.
You want that last one?
I was like, yeah. I done told you like 3 times in one time what I need for my schedule. And then on the paper, I put arrows to every day.
Yes.
And you still
Yes,
mess it
I
up.
appreciate that so much.
I'm so
What's your name?
Because they're
Miss
bad
Boyle,
police.
Rose.
Yeah.
I have 3 counselors.
I appreciate it. I'll be there. I signed up for that.
I'm like, how would I get a recommendation if they don't know me?
Yes.
And I was just now liking Miss Price, and I was like, I need a recommendation from her. And I got a new counselor, and I gotta be friends with her again. So I gotta figure out going in there and be like, I need a recommendation. Yes. But not like the nice black ladies that you want to be, but like the ones that are annoying and just look like they hate their job.
Oh, it's like my counselor.
Who's
Who's your counselor?
I went to the fence.
I'm still live, so.
Gotcha. Now I'm listening to you. I'm trying to.
And it's supposed to be like this meeting. Supposedly CMP is supposed to be dissolving into early college by the middle of the semester. I said,
They have to wait till we're gone because we're the original.
I got the 601.
exactly. I was like, why do we? Can we start?
The doors, please. The doors, please.
Grassy.
And we will probably begin in 3, 2.
Whenever you like to get this cute. The intro's
Right when
back.
I come right back, when I close the other door. That's when we'll start.
Is there a way we can hear from the speaker that the intro is over?
Yeah.
He was trying to do it too.
I didn't talk yet, right? Like the drop part didn't start. There you go. That's right.
Hello, and good evening, everyone. This is Jaden,
This is Taylor.
and we're on the radio show, Everything Teen Talk Radio Show on Experience Radio. Thank you for listening in on the people on the URL and those on YouTube. We don't have any listeners right now, but it's
But eventually
okay.
it'll come.
Right. So today's topic is the general, please. That wasn't very good.
So basically today we're going to be talking, for our news topic, it's going to be about ICE and immigration and all of that. And then for our regular show topic, it'll be about traveling. But first, we're going to start off with our day, our week, our month, because we haven't been on here in a while. I haven't seen her in a while. So
My bestie.
I know. So now we're back together, and now we're going to tell each other about our week/month or whatever.
Bestie forever. She got a shot over here because she wants to do phlebotomy.
Not because I wanted to do phlebotomy, but I guess that kind of introduces me. So today I had to go to the doctor's office. If you know, I don't mind sharing. Okay, for when I was 15, I had issues with bleeding during my cycle. So I would bleed for like months at a time and not stop because I was anemic. So it would take forever for me to stop bleeding. So I got on birth control, controlled me. I'm good now. My cycle is a regular time period that it should be. And today was just a regular checkup, but I needed to get my blood taken because I haven't had it drawn since 2015. And then
Ooh.
I have this thing. I don't know what it is. She says she thinks it's a cyst, but it's scary because it's with my breast. So it's like this
It's
weird.
okay. I have like 8 of them.
She has 8 boobs, guys.
I have 8. No.
but it's right like on the inner part of like my chest. So I want to get it checked out. So might get an ultrasound, might not, but it inflames and then it goes down and then inflames, goes down.
Is it around the time that you should have a period?
No. Like it'll be random. That's the thing, because she asked me, was it during the time of my cycle? And I'm like, no.
Is it when you're cold?
No, that's your nipples.
Oh, mine are place, so it doesn't really matter.
But basically, I did that today. And as far as this month or week goes, it's just been work and then schoolwork and more work and then schoolwork. And this week is basically a cram week, trying to get everything completed, get my schedule right.
Right.
Yeah, it's still not right.
Not left. Right.
Right.
So I think it'd be you guys opposite.
But it's okay.
Tell me does this look like an L? This is the backwards L.
It would be
So
that
does
way
that
for
look
you
like
guys.
a regular L?
Right? It should be for
That's for us. So I don't know. We're gonna look back at this and see.
But I'm just gonna be annoying and go back up to the school again and sit in the office again
Teaching moment.
until I get my schedule
Teaching
right.
moment. Okay, so if someone who has charge over whatever that you have, like your schedule and your counselor and stuff like that, and they don't have it the way that you want it,
Annoy them.
yeah, annoy them, because in all honesty, it just affects you. So
Yeah.
they can mess up your schedule and not even care. They can go home still happy about it, whatever.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your stuff done. It doesn't matter, as long as you do it in the right way and you don't purposely try to. If you don't go out of your lane, I guess, in the way of
Out of your balance.
out of your bounds, thank you. Like saying anything rude or anything like that. As long as you're in check, keep going after that, because that affects you. And she or he does not care when they go home at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So keep annoying them, because they're like, I need my stuff done. Teaching moment right there. But before she's done, I want you to get up real quick, because we're gonna see things. She doesn't think it's cute, but it is cute. Come on, Taylor.
There's nobody watching.
It's okay. They're gonna watch later.
Okay.
I'm sorry for those.
And an exercise shirt.
Walk all the way back. You're gonna be our model for today. She took modeling classes
That
too.
you call. I'm going to the doctor's office, and I have to go to the school and pay a parking spot.
Hold up. We're not done. I'm gonna give them the full view. Okay, so you got the little hat over here. Act like I'm a weather person. We got the dangly earring hoops that she always wears. Always makes her beautiful. She's always beautiful. She makes them look better. You got the gray tank top. See if I can adjust this. We got the sweats. Yep, and the little white shoes that are so white. Okay.
I washed them for like the first time in forever.
For the first time in forever. What is that all?
Frozen.
I sung the wrong song. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't like Frozen.
Frozen.
But anyway, so I guess back to
This is my key, not my nipple, guys. I'm sorry.
my month and my week and everything like that. So over the past week, I've been doing college admission essays. We had to read 2 books, both Taylor and I, do journals on them, and do the essays. So I've been doing that as well. It's terrible having got out of school. People keep asking me where I go, are you ready for school to start back? Like, I haven't even got out of school yet.
And I'm still doing school stuff. So
Right.
It hasn't really stopped.
Right. So, but besides that, July was very busy for me, so that's why I couldn't air the show. I'm so sorry about that, guys. So things I did in July were, let me start off.
She was so good, guys. I saw her on Twitter. Okay, explain.
So I didn't get my driver's license because I didn't know how to have this green sheet that certified that I actually took the course. I'm taking it on the 28th, though, so I hope you guys see me driving around. Okay, and
Your next part.
yeah, Texas Tech. I went to Texas Tech from June 27th to. I actually don't know the days. No, 24th to the 28th. Okay, so I went there. Texas Tech went from being number 5 on my list to number 2.
Yeah.
And although it is in the middle of nowhere, yeah, thank you.
Country.
Yeah, I do want to go there. Like, they had a lot of good scholarships and stuff, so I would suggest you guys look into those. And then after that, I had one day off, and then I went to another camp called Camp Ryla. Camp Ryla changed my life, okay? If you guys in Ryla are listening, love you guys. Ryla Cabin 1! Yeah, so we had cabins.
Chanting.
I was chanting. My voice is all crazy. It was a whole nother level. But I got to meet a whole bunch of amazing people. I really enjoyed them. Girls Cabin 1, Boys Cabin 1 was really cool. The first few days really irritating. Like I was like, what is my purpose being here? What is my purpose in this
New
cabin?
experiences.
You know, leaders bump heads all the time, except for me and Taylor. Which one of us isn't a leader? I'm just kidding.
I was like, we're just gonna keep smiling until.
But leaders bump heads, and then I realized I have like a parliamentarian role in the order of things because I like order, and some people just like shouting out ideas, and I'm like, no, I didn't hear what the other person said. This is why she's not any less of a leader than I am. We're just pretty much the same, so that's why she's my best friend. So.
Like, why are you talking out of turn like?
That's how I was. Anybody in Riley can pretty much attest to that. I broke a board. I broke a wooden board with my hand. I was like, bam! And I did that. It was so amazing.
I broke a nail on a wooden board. Yeah, that hurt.
I didn't even break a nail, which is so surprising.
That's good.
Yeah. But I guess that's it for me. I'll tell you guys a little bit later, maybe at the end of our discussion or our show today, what's going up, what our plans are. But we got to get the show started, and we're going to go on our first official
commercial break
for today. And again, please keep listening. This is Everything Teen Talk Radio on Experience on the URL as well as those on YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Love you guys. And stay tuned. We'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So for those listening on YouTube, I'm going to keep eating a little bit, too. Not so loud, please.
What?
Because we're still live on here.
So we're talking.
Thank you, Kim. So
she had no experiences, and she was chanting and like being all adventurous.
So cabin one was like sea themed, right? So the girls' cabin was Finding Dory themed, and the guys' cabin was Finding Nemo themed.
I want Nemo. Okay.
I know, but I was like,
I want Nemo.
That's what I said, and then she was like, okay, no, that's for the boys. I was like, okay. And then you had to like make a team name. So this is my idea. I was like, we're gonna be called the Darlas. You know, Darla's the girl who shakes the fish on Nemo. Because we're aggressive and we're cool. Like,
okay.
But it's the Darlas. We made this bomb flag. Like I don't even
Proud of the flag.
think it's on my Twitter. I'm going to every app but Twitter right now. Okay, hold up. So it's on my Twitter. I'll show you guys in just a second.
While she's finding that life lesson, go after things. Be adventurous. Even if you don't like it at first, you're usually going to end up liking it.
Right. So this is mine. Our flag. That looks like her, doesn't it? I hope you guys can see that in some aspect. Let me pull it back a little bit. I'll try it. I don't know what I was expecting. Okay. Anyway.
Darla.
Oh, hold on. Let me try different brightness. Made things worse. Okay. I know this one's not going to show. Oh, it's actually showed better. Okay, so I turned down my brightness. But one girl, Michaela, she drew Darla on that and like little fishes, and all the girls' cabins was our names, like in each fish. It was so cute.
Oh, that's cute.
And we won best flag. So props to cabin 1. And we have a Snapchat like
group.
Yeah.
That's cute. See, you meet new people.
I know. And
it makes sure like whatever you're doing less boring to know that you have more stuff going on than just school. It just helps. Just do stuff. Don't stay stagnant.
Get out there. For those listening in DeSoto, I got elected, I should say, president of the Interact Club today.
Interact. Okay. I'm going to do that.
We're going to do that. Interact. Yeah. But so for speaking at RILA, for going and attending RILA, it was put on by the DeSoto Rotary Club. And they sponsored me, so my ways of, I guess, paying that off for doing my due diligence would be to be president of the Interact Club. And I have this kid who went with me. His name's Marvin. He actually goes to our school, does soccer. You'll meet him.
Okay. I'll let him know.
And he's actually in it too, and he's cool. And I hope you guys come and enjoy. Maybe Taylor will be part of it. We don't know yet because
I'm already a part of it.
No, she's in so many things, and I'm in so many things. I have a question.
That's the part. Interact. So we're going to interact with people.
So these are the ideas that I have. What is it, 5 minutes?
Yeah, to 17.
Oh, 3 minutes. Okay. So things I want to do and interact. As president, I would say build a house with Habitat for Humanity.
One of it is so interact.
So we're gonna actually build the
A greenhouse? I've always wanted to do that.
if you could find someone who knows how to build a greenhouse, yeah. But it's just like helping build a house.
Oh,
that'd be
I can do that too.
Exactly. See? And we're giving back to the community. So what's okay? So that have our own float for homecoming. So like when it's homecoming queen, king, princess, I want to have an interact float and have the president, all my little bodyguard people like
And throw stuff at people. That's the best part.
and we should have fundraising of some kind. So I like baking things. But we'll discuss that when we get there. But this is an idea. Recycle. So we're gonna go around.
Interact culinary. Sorry. These are good.
All right, use people. So another thing would be to recycle. So we're gonna go around DeSoto and pick up as much trash as we could possibly find, and whoever has the most trash, they're gonna get a prize.
I don't know what I was watching, but somebody did something similar to that, and they just dumped a whole bunch of trash before
I was
everybody
thinking about
started.
that. I was like, what if they go home and get their trash from at home? And
Just
don't
dump
do
it.
that. Don't do that.
Don't listen.
We're gonna have one person like of each stature. So I'm gonna be the president. I'm gonna have a vice president, whatever else, and they're gonna be there to make sure on each team that you do what you're supposed to do. Because not only does that help clean up your environment and where you actually are, your community, but it actually helps the world. So like, why would you not? I don't get that.
Exactly.
Like I love,
And it's another new experience. So
yeah. And we can partner with Math Honor Society to do tutoring because they've been trying to do tutoring for the past year. They haven't done it yet. And
yeah,
when you
working on
tutor
that.
kids, get that money, you know.
it's free.
I can tell kids how to add all day. What is this? Count them. That's it.
But yeah, we're gonna do some interacting.
Yeah. And say so we're gonna have an auction, and we're gonna auction off kids for money as a fundraiser. So like if you no, we're gonna be the kids. So they're gonna auction us off like, okay, $50 for me to like follow you home and to like clean up your home for an old lady.
okay, that'd be cute.
Yeah, like gonna help.
Just don't buy me for cleaning. I want to clean your house.
So what we'll do is like have the person and say your specialties and what you'll do.
Okay.
Do some like London, Houston, Rocket.
1 minute.
Yep. And then have a charity race with our own track team. So we're gonna get the track involved and have a charity race so people will bid on them. And then we're just gonna take the biddings.
Fine. There we go.
Right. And then we're also gonna get the radio show involved.
Of course.
We're probably gonna be like hosting each event, like who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
I guess
If
need to
I
learn
myself am
people.
not involved. Huh?
I guess I need to know people's names.
We're gonna have a sheet. But it's time to go back on. So 7, 6,
She counted for you.
5, 4,
Oh, let me not eat.
2, 1. That was good, wasn't it? That
Right?
was a perfect song
It
right
was.
there. I hope you guys heard that.
Okay, let me go back to my topic. So 17 to 27.
So, guys, this is Jaden and Taylor, and we're back with Everything Teen Talk radio show on Experience Radio. Thank you for listening and continuing to listen. For those just now getting on, we're talking about vacation, and we have a news topic to talk about. Taylor, take it away.
Okay. So, like I said, what was it? The last show that we wasn't a repeat. Our news topic, our little weekly news topic so that we can learn and just grow and learn more about the world. And
the world.
we're going to start today.
All about the children.
With- It's actually perfect. That was a perfect thought about that. But basically, this topic is talking about immigration and Trump's little sticky fingers just in it, you know?
Like a baby in a cookie jar, too sticky.
Yes. So this topic, or where I got my information from, was from this writer for The Atlantic. His name is Franklin. I'm not sure how you say his last name, but I'm sure, like a four-year. But he wrote this article, and one quote from it, not quote, but like the title is How Trump Radicalized ICE. And if you know what radical, it kind of makes sense as I explain. Okay. So
Getting that vocab in.
I know, right? So basically, the article starts off talking about, and I hope I'm saying these names right. It's called it's a place, Mauritanian government. Can you say that better than me?
Militant.
No,
What word are we on?
right here.
It'll come later.
Okay, basically, Mauritania, their government,
I think
basically.
it's Mauritian.
What is it? Okay. These people and their government, basically, a lot of them immigrated from their location to the United States because after like some battles or whatever, it was really cruel and people were setting fire to homes and rapes and all of this. So they escaped and came to the United States. And basically their presence, I believe, in New York is very popular and big. And ICE, which is the agency that deals with immigration, knew that, but instead of like deportation, they understood their case and kind of let it slide. So they had, some empathy and was just like, okay, they're making an honest living. They have children. They're building their family. They can't go back to where they came from because, it was a cruel removal. So, okay, let's just let them stay. I thought she was giving me a high five, guys.
No, Mauritania. So it's a country in Africa.
Okay, Mauritanian. And the Mauritania, it's a heavy population in New York, if I'm not mistaken. They have a lot of restaurants there, and they've just really started to, live their life there as someone should, as they escaped from a cruel, circumstance. In the past, ICE has been very, I guess you can say, understanding, empathetic of people's. Is it sympathetic? I need to learn my words. But of people's situations and knowing, okay, they obviously came here to have a better life or to remove themselves from circumstances. But now it has changed. So basically, what has happened with ICE, they do visits. So they know the areas that are heavy populated with people that they know have immigrated from another country to there illegally. So they know that they're there. But in the past, they wouldn't visit as much. And if they did visit, they would understand. They would talk to them. And as long as they had like an honest living, they're not selling drugs from their garage or something like that, it was okay for them to stay there. But now, with Trump, it's like, when you take an organization that's been kind of dormant for such a long time and then automatically, or I just say that, like quickly put them into action, you usually get bad seeds. It's like you're not properly training people, number one. So they're going out more frequently to these places where they never used to go. So they're going to schools, they're going to hospitals, they're going to, their neighborhoods where they've lived for 10 plus years and forcing them to go be deported, where they usually could, just stay there and people understood. But now that, quote unquote, that it's radicalized from his title, now people are being forced to move and get separated from their families. And that is not okay. So now with the agents. So the agents of ICE, and I don't want to say all of them because kind of like with police officers, not all of them are bad. And I know with people, with all the movements, it's easy to be like, okay, no, I hate the first of all. No, so I'm not going to do that for the ICE organization either. But like I said, without the proper training, they're really grouping these people as just all bad and they have to go and this is not where they belong and just kicking them out when they used to, be a little bit more understanding. And that's bad because it's like, say if we, as the United States, just randomly started to get bombed and it just became really like a big war.
Zone.
Yeah, if that happened, many people would migrate to other places illegally because if you have kids or a family, you're not going to stay in a place where you can die the next day.
Because you want the best for them.
Exactly. So when they're forcing them to be deported, especially with the, how do you say it again, Mediterranean? And Mauritanian, with the people.
The northwest country in Africa that has an Islamic. I can say all that, but not his name.
But with them,
Mauritanian.
I just want to make sure I have this right. Bear with me.
Bear with her, because she has the right to bear all.
Okay. So basically, with them, since they knew that they had a heavy population in New York, that's kind of where they placed them to like do a lot of interviews and basically rip people out of New York to go back. But the problem is when you have to go back to somewhere where you don't have anything to go to, then it's like, okay, you're just leaving people to basically die, because if they do go back, their government isn't going to accept them. So where are they going to? And I feel like in the past, I just feel like immigration in general, I liked how they described how it was like in the past. Like they understood people's situations because they probably didn't want to come to the United States. They probably enjoyed their life until, you know, as soon as stuff happened, they had to leave. So I feel like be a process, even if, I guess, okay, let me explain this. I feel like there should be a process, especially when they have dire circumstances. There needs to be a process of where you can still build your life there and still be recognized as illegal. So if the problem is with them being here illegally, make it to where they could live here and go through the process of getting their citizenship to be legal here in the States. And that's what they've been doing previously, but now that Trump had this executive order placed. And when you have an executive order placed, then you have to follow it. So that's what's happening, because they can't just not do it.
Veto!
They can't just not do it. So they have to.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. That is one man. If everyone stood up against one man,
I mean, of course, but
little Cheeto Puff over there would back down too.
But little Cheeto Puff has other little Cheeto Puffs that support him that work in these government positions like ICE. And so they're gonna
white cheddar puffs.
They're puffs, okay? And
They're all puffy and stuffy up there.
when you have that issue and that problem of people being in those positions to where they carry so much power and they carry it in a negative way because they have negative stuff within themselves to just ruin people's lives, then it carries on to a problem. So I just feel like with this research that I've done, that I understand a little bit more about the immigration issue, because I never really understood. But when you hear that they're going into schools and they're going into hospitals where somebody should feel safe and okay, that they're being ripped up and out, that's not okay. So with a little bit more research, I think I can get it. But it's kind of self-explanatory. It wasn't as hard to understand. But, just keep yourself enlightened, guys. So this was,
Okay. So I think the solution for this is to be empathetic, more empathetic than anything. Because, like she said, she put it into the other person's or the viewer's shoes. She turned it around. If you were in this situation, how would you feel? Everyone wants to make an excuse as to why things are okay when they do it. But if the same person were to do it, then they would make excuses for them. So It's either going to be one way or the other, and you can't be on the fence about it. The best way, the best humanitarian way, is to think about what they've gone through, what they have to go through, and what happens if you would have to go through it.
exactly.
So before you just start opening your mouth, think a little. Do some research like Taylor's done, because I learned a lot by this as well.
Think.
And you know what? Try to come up with a solution. If you have a solution, comment on it.
Yeah.
Write the Cheeto Puff of a president about it.
Write an article. He just wrote an article and it became really popular and it became the cover story of the Atlantic.
Right.
And it had so much information, like it's extremely long, but it's worth reading and it makes you understand. And since he used an example of an actual group of people that heavily, immigrated, it helped to understand a little bit better.
I'm so glad you got that. I hope our listeners got something from that as well. We're going to go in a quick commercial break. Again, this is Everything Teen Talk Radio on Experience Radio Show. Please continue to listen. In the next intro that we go on, we're going to talk about vacation spots and the best vacation spots to go to. Thanks for listening. That was amazing. That was amazing. Like SZA. It's amazing. Dang, girl, I all these fries. I'm just kidding. They're still out of here. Well, where would you from?
They're cold. I think there's napkins back up. And then on my schedule right. Oh my god, my uterus. That's what I'm thinking. I'm here at the same time. Oh. You guys, I'm still on my period, and I took 4 cups, and I feel like I'm going to die.
Why did you get coffee? She got a water.
I know. But I'm on my period, so I'm craving coffee.
You know what's hilarious?
I make situations worse for myself.
You do. But I want to go into the medical field and be an anesthesiologist. She wants to go in the medical field and be a trauma surgeon. Neither of us like kids. Anyway. My shoes. But anyway, she's doing practicum classes at school. And she's like done so much stuff, but she's close to being a nurse.
Okay.
Me? And, but she's still over here knowing what she's supposed to do, what she's not supposed to do, and still be doing it. I'll be like, for real.
That's like everybody.
Not me. I don't like pain. If I can do something to stop pain, it's gonna happen.
But I mean, I did it. See, I didn't want to have blood drawn, but it was 2015, and I was like, I need to get it done.
What year is it?
2018.
It's 2018, y'all.
So I needed to get it done. And with recent, we've had like these blood issues in my family. So I'm like, I might as well need to get it done. So I got it done despite not needing to get it done.
I'm severely afraid of blood coming out of my body.
I watched it. I liked it.
From this way. Like any other way is cool, but like if a needle is in me and it's taking my blood, I'm like, they're gonna clone me. And I don't think that.
They're gonna clone me.
It just like my blood feels like it's so connected to me and that I have like so little of it. It's just if it leaves, it's just.
Oh no.
And I drink so much water, but.
One day. So I have still 35. Yeah, I got my blood drawn. Oh, when I was in my incident and I had this gash on my arm, even though I was drugged, I watched him stitch me up. I passed out and I watched him stitch me up. And there was just blood all over. It was great. Yeah.
Even in her sedated state, she was still lonely.
I know, right? But it was so cool. It's like literally you look like meat.
What?
And it looks like meat, like yours. Some steak or something. Like
I
raw
had steak
steak
this morning.
Well,
It
not
tasted good.
not cooked steak, raw.
Raw.
And it was crazy, and he had to dig in to find my skin flap to actually stitch to the other side.
Press a can of flap.
And then there's a piece of glass that he could feel, so I could feel his finger like just inside the cut, just fondling, trying to find it. But he got it. He didn't get this piece though. I still feel glass. I still have glass in my lip, and I can't get it, but it's okay. It can stay there. It's a souvenir.
It's okay. When she gets all her rings and piercings, I'm gonna be right there when she's like, take it out.
Yeah. But oh no, they have to cut this out because I can feel it. It's a big piece. But when it happened, it had a big clump of blood on it, so they didn't see it. So that's nice.
And she couldn't tell him because she's all like drugged up, like right here.
Honestly, and when I was there, I was like, I'm glad I have periods because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to handle this. I feel like as women or young ladies, our periods help us endure a lot.
For some reason, blood's still like coming out of this way. Every way is fine. I'm just like, no.
I mean, it's okay. I guess, I don't know. I just don't like the entering of the needle. I don't like feeling the needle come out. That sucks. I mean, it doesn't even hurt. I just don't.
That should be the best part.
It's like,
yes, it's over.
Like once it's there, I'm like, keep it there. But then I have to pull it out, and it's like, you feel it. I don't like that feeling. But I mean, it has to come out either way.
I'm funny. Like I was like when I went to the doctor, they're like, I'm gonna give you a shot. I'm like, put me under anesthesia first. Like at that time, I didn't know they had to give me a shot put me under anesthesia, or at least put a needle in me. So I was like,
the first time I had fillings, and I thought they were gonna numb me like with gas.
Well, let me see. I don't want to see.
I have the white one, so you can't really see it. But and they put that needle in my gum. I was like, I don't like you. Like whoever puts needles in my mouth, I personally do not like you. That's awful.
I'm not that much crazy.
I hate that. That gum thing, that hurts. That's probably one of the most painful needle type things I've felt before. Yeah, no. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I don't like needles. When I was younger, I would have panic attacks over a flu shot. I would literally freak out. I would start crying. I didn't stop crying until I was like 11 or 12 to get a shot. I would tear up or something. But on the way to the doctor, I would have huge anxiety. I'm like, no, do we have to? And I'd be all sweaty and clammy. Then I get there and they're just like rubbing alcohol and then boom, stick you. There's no preparation. I hate needles. I think my fear of needles came from like when I was
She's
younger.
not afraid of needles. She's doing a whole phlebotomy class.
I don't like being stuck though. So it's not like
That's the whole point of phlebotomy class.
I'm sticking other people. That's the difference.
and
It's
they're
not me.
sticking you.
I mean, for practice, sure. So I'm gonna probably get really used to it this year. But as far as now, like I don't like it, but I will watch you because I want to make sure you're doing stuff right. And even it's one thing. We're gonna go back on.
Kim.
Soon. Hi. Welcome back to the show. Okay. We're talking about vacation.
You want me to start it?
Of course, because I don't want to. That's your job. 35 to 45.
Hello, guys. It's Jaden and Taylor, and we're back on Experience Radio Show with Everything Teen Talk Radio Show, which is the teen radio show. And for those on our YouTube, thank you for watching. And for those who are going to watch later, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. So, what we're going to talk about today is our vacation, our dream vacation spots, where we have been, and our future vacation spots. Taylor, take it away.
Okay. So we're going to talk about me first. Am I traveling? Let's start. Let me get my words together. Let me start with where I want to go in the future first. My first big vacation that I want to take is to Thailand. Now, there's three main reasons, but I'll go through each one. And I'm going to start with the most important one, really, and that's the inexpensive part of it. Your traveling is going to be expensive, so flying there is going to be high. But when you get there, your food, your taxis, your shopping, everything is your bike rentals, all of that, it's really cheap. Like
Currency rollover in America.
and basically what's a big meal? Like
Here?
a meal from Red Lobster there would be like $2. And that's cheap. So whenever you go there and you want to eat, you can get full off of $2 basically. So you don't really have to worry about saving too much for your expenses when you get there. And that's really cool to me. But you are going to spend a pretty penny on the flights because
Pretty penny.
they're expensive. And also you have to get your shots and your passport and all that together so that you can come back to the United States healthy. And okay. Oh no, should I do? I'm gonna talk about the beaches second. Okay, they have really nice beaches.
What did you say?
Beaches. Nice beach. One of them is, they call it the full moon one. So basically the beach, I mean, it's a regular beach, but they observe the full moon and have this whole little party thing. It's on the beach. You have food there. There's music, and they just have this beach day where you're observing the full moon. But they really do have nice, coastal areas. You can get a boat or just.
Is it the full moon or crescent moon?
Full.
Okay.
It's the
Another
full
place
moon.
is a crescent moon.
Visit them too. I don't know where that's at though. But the full moon one, I want to do that because it seemed really fun. How they described it, they really do it big for just to watch the full moon. And there's plenty of beaches. So if you want to be out and go in the ocean, I like the ocean. So
Mira la luna.
moon. That's all. Sea of the moon? Did you say Mar?
Mira.
Oh, look at the moon. Okay. I thought you said. I don't know what I thought you said.
And
Okay.
your third one?
Elephant sanctuaries. Okay. So, you know how people,
No.
you guys are going to know once I say it, but people take the, what do you call it? Their tusk and do bad things with it for money and hurt the elephants. Well, basically these elephant sanctuaries allow you to take care of the elephants with the staff. So you get to wash them. You don't ride them. You're not really supposed to ride elephants. But you get to, watch them, feed them, you get to learn a little bit more about the history of them. But they're really nice. And it's usually you don't have to pay for it. So it's another free thing that you can do in Thailand.
Cool.
Now, traveling do's and don'ts. Sorry, I had to. I went to California, right? And I mean, I like airports, but I don't like airports. Okay, first thing, my ears pop extremely bad. So whenever, that first descent, I get a headache. My ears feel like crazy. And like the little jaw thing and like opening around, that doesn't work for me. So I eat like 3 to 4 pieces because it has to be like this big wad for anything to be able to pop in my ears. Because if not, I'll get this big headache and it'll hurt. And also, when I had a sinus infection, when I went onto the plane and it descended, I literally felt like I was being punched in the face the entire time before we landed. So get gum, or some people.
Vicks.
Does Vicks work?
No, because you said you had a sinus infection. Because when I went on the plane and I got back from Houston, with a lot of allergies, and I felt like I couldn't breathe for 10 minutes.
But that helps because this whole area, I was like, I'm getting punched in the face. I'm getting punched in the face. And, the yawning doesn't work for me. People are like, yawn. I'm like, it's not working. But, yeah, so get gum. With feet, okay. People like to get comfortable on planes and take off their shoes. And there's so many germs on that floor. Do not take off your shoes. Plus, if your feet stink, then the whole plane smells it because it's extremely small. And
be considerate.
Also, sanitation. Bring sanitizer with you. You touch a lot of things. A lot of people have been doing stuff and they touch something and you touch it. Bring hand sanitizer. And another thing, your clothes. So whatever I wear to the airport, when I pack it back to get back home, I always put it on the bottom of my suitcase. And then I put something that I know that I'm going to wash on top of that. And then I put my clothes that I didn't wear or something on top of that. Because I don't want the contact of the airport on my new clothes or stuff that I haven't worn yet. And I always feel like there's something icky on my clothes from the airport. And when you get home, do not leave those clothes in the suitcase. Wash it. Okay, that was my traveling.
Okay, well, I got a whole bunch of hacks. Mostly chew the whole pack of bubble gum.
Do the whole pack. That might be smart.
Like, you should just get one of those spiral things. Okay. There's like a little strip and they're all like wad up into this big old circle, like a big old lollipop, and it's pink. My cousin and I would share those, and it's funny because I'm the older one and he's a boy, just by year. And I would buy the pack, so of course I would take the first bite of gum out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in a circle. I would be like,
oh my God.
I wouldn't actually peel it off, so he'd be like, I don't want it anymore. I'm like, great, more for me. But anyway, that was just a fun fact. Where I would like to go, I guess out of the country, I would want to go to Costa Rica. I really want to major in Spanish. I love the language of Spanish. Costa Rican, my bad. Accents are very easy to understand when you're first learning, so that's going to help me. They don't speak that fast, apparently, so that's going to help a lot. I may not have to say más espacio, por favor, as much. That it's so beautiful. I love photography as well, so I'll take a whole bunch of pictures there with a lot of the vibrant colors and stuff like that. The currency, $1 US is like $586 there.
Oh Lord.
Or whatever those things are. But so to live there, like you can spend about like $46 American dollars there a day. But I'd probably stay there for like 3 months if I could. Because I want to like experience the culture and talk to people.
Stay a minute.
And learn about the culture and just enjoy myself. Like I don't want to be rushed to go here, to go there. I just want to like actually enjoy myself. And when I travel, that's what I like to do.
Exactly.
I've been to, the last really big visit I went to, I went to London for 3 days. And then, England for 3 days. And I stayed in London. And then I went from London to Ireland for a month. And I got to stay there for a month. I was fortunate enough to do that. And I just learned a lot. Like I came back with a really, really heavy Irish accent. So that wasn't fun coming back over here because no one could understand what I was saying. I got scared so many times on the road coming back here because I forgot that we drove on the opposite side of the road, and I was driving over there. So like when we're driving, well, I wasn't driving, but I was in the car, and it's on the other side of the road. So when we got back here, I was like, "No, the wrong side of the road, whatever," and it was just
I would freak out.
I was, but then like it's America, but I got to learn a lot about the culture. I felt like everyone in Ireland was very nice and courteous. London, not so much, but it is what it is.
Not so much.
I loved the greenery in Ireland. I loved the weather. It was kind of warm when I went there. I think I brought Texas with me, but
I was thinking about Game of Thrones. I think part of Game of Thrones was filmed in Ireland.
Most likely.
They have some good, like, as far as their scenes, like the background, you're like, where is this place? But probably.
Most likely. I have so many pictures from there. If you want to go to my Instagram photography page, it's Jadan, JADANK.Crow Photography. You can see some of those pictures there. I think I'm going to upload some later on tonight. And I really just enjoyed everything. Photos. And it was funny because me and the person I went with, so we went into multiple castles. One castle was like closed down, but we went in it anyway.
Oh no.
But it was pretty cool. And then something moved, and I was like, gotta go. Because people die in those castles, you know.
Ghost spirits.
I believe in spirits heavily, and I don't. Like, if Jesus appeared in front of me right now, I would be so scared. Like, I'd poop my pants, and I'd start crying. Like, thinking about it, just like, no, for real, I don't like him. I like Jesus, but I don't like spirits. Like, that's the scariest thing to me.
I don't think I would freak out. I'd be like, yo. No. So my life, though, I'm sorry, but we're working on it.
I was just like, but. I was like, no, but. But anyway. So, yeah. Again, so when I go to travel, I think it's really important to absorb all the culture that you can and to give as much acknowledgement from it. What time is it? Is it time to go?
Mm-hmm.
It is time to go?
Not to go, but to go for this.
Okay. And I've also been in Hawaii. That was cool. I went there for 2 weeks. Got to learn that people in Hawaii are okay with nudeness because they have naked people walking around everywhere. And I was an 8-year-old girl, so I was like, what is going on?
Learn your anatomy that way.
Okay. I love the human body. Okay. Is it time for us to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we're like a minute over. That's my fault. I'm so sorry about that. But it's okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We have one more segment of the show. Please stay tuned for that. We come back on in about 5 minutes. And I hope you guys enjoy this music that we're talking about. I mean, that you're going to be listening to on the way off. And this is Everything Teen Talk radio show with Experience Radio Show. Keep it live.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to switch that cord out, Kim, to see if.
I talked about Macklemore being totally done and over at the camp.
Yeah, he
and the next
he had a song recently with some rapper boy.
He had a commercial. I did not hear the commercial.
But when I said that, literally like 20 minutes later, he was playing on the radio. I was like, what? And everybody's like, Jadan, look. I'm like, well, it's like, this is Macklemore. So that song played about 3 other times at camp. After I said Macklemore, was like, no more.
Okay. Let's see if it's going to read it.
And I said nobody likes his music. See?
I liked it.
Yeah, you can keep with mine.
So one thing that happened funny at one funny thing that happened at camp. So
I ain't got no more forks. I'm hungry. You know my fries.
Always in front of the camera. She never. She always does that.
I see something
again, and she does it again.
It's okay. It's McDonald's, guys. We ate it for you.
I forget it's on here.
Absolutely terrible. But anyway, so they had pasta in these big old meatballs, you know, the red sauce or the pasta. And I come and I got extra pasta because I don't like my pasta dry. And I didn't like the food, but I didn't like that actual
1, 2, 1, 2.
plate,
It's ready.
and I got extra sauce, and I wasn't eating it. And this kid Cooper, I call him Minnie because I have a Minnie
Experience
Cooper.
radio fly.
And he sat right next to me.
Experience radio.
I'm like, "Where's your sauce at?" And he's like, "They told me they had no more, so I waited 10 minutes, and they came back and told me they still had no more. So I'm just gonna eat it like
Let's
this."
see. Hopefully this works.
We're still talking, Miss Nia.
Oh, y'all talking to me. I'm so sorry. Look, I do apologize, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying
She
to get
apologizes almost everyone too.
I forget that y'all alive. Okay.
But what was I saying? So yeah, Minnie had no sauce. He's not saucy. And we were just making jokes, and he was talking about how he didn't have any sauce, and he tried to like get a noodle, I guess, on his plate, and he scraped almost all the noodles off his plate while doing that. And I was like, "Yo, got skills there, don't you?"
That reminded me. Okay, you guys know how you can eat shrimp from like the bag and it has legs and stuff all on it, and you have to break it apart.
Shrimp
Yeah,
from the bag.
like the bag with the sauce and stuff, and the corn and the potatoes and stuff in the bag.
Oh, from an actual Cajun place.
And I think I was excited to eat, but I was pulling the tail off, and I ended up throwing the shrimp for Christopher. But it was the 5-second I was last I ate it.
I don't know what I was just doing. Honestly. This is awesome.
I need to do my hair. I really walked out like, do I care if I'm just gonna go? Because I knew like,
You knew what?
because you have to strip at the doctor's office. So I was like, there's no point in me trying to look good. $20 in my pocket.
Anything you want to talk about? How's my shower?
Wait, okay.
And we're back with the Experience Radio and Everything Teen Talk Radio show on Experience Radio Show. Taylor, did you have something to say?
Yes, okay. So, like she said earlier with the Interact thing, if we have some DeSoto, do we call ourselves DeSotians? People that go to DeSoto High
Right,
School.
that's what we call ourselves.
If you're in any organizations, because I'm in some and I want to integrate like what we do with Interact, because I think that would be cool. But if people are like in like other clubs that we ain't heard of, and you want your club to be able to, interact with other people and learn different things.
So your following will grow. This is going to benefit you as well.
So go do that if you need hours or need help trying to figure out what you need to do. Because sometimes what's hardest about like volunteering with a group of people, it's hard to find opportunities where the whole group can go and have like a bonding experience or meet other groups as well.
Buddy, I got you.
Know what's in your like school, because I feel like sometimes you stay in your bubble that you don't realize what's going on.
Right.
So I think this would be a great opportunity for not only the students to learn what's going on, but for like the adults and administration to realize like there's so many students like really working with these organizations and doing stuff within their community. So
right, and
that'd be cool.
that applies to every certain organization. You want to know more, but you're too afraid to get out of your bubble. What's the harm gonna do, buddy? What's the harm? I mean, you're gonna meet some new people. You might make some connections. You might get a full ride scholarship. You might get some money. I mean, what's gonna hurt you? You might get embarrassed a little. Yeah, maybe. You might get embarrassed a little, but you know what?
Awkward. That's okay.
Most people typically regret what they don't do, not what they do. Okay.
Exactly.
They do. Anyway, did you have anything else to say?
Just do it, and if you also just join or
Just do it.
talk or DM Jaden about it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing, but I do know that I will be talking about it and partnering somehow.
See, it was funny because like 3 hours ago or whatever, she was like, I gotta check. And I was like, okay.
See,
and then like
okay.
22 seconds later, she's like, okay, we should do this. And I was like,
Once
okay.
I understood like how it was going to interact, I was like, okay, maybe, because I do.
we are in so many organizations, so it's going to be hard to balance each one plus work, plus school. So it's like, we really need all this stuff to work together.
Exactly. And it'll help because a lot of times we have meetings, and I know that I'll probably have like 3 to 4 meetings a week for these people. So it's like, it'll be a way for it to all be centralized so I can have all the organizations that I'm in participate in one thing and we all see each other, if that makes sense.
It's called bonding and building relationships and connections. And that's what we need as children.
Expansion.
Okay.
Shower thoughts.
Woohoo! First shower thought, you get these on Twitter. No matter how much you slept, Waking up 5 minutes before your alarm makes you feel cheated out of the whole night's rest.
Okay.
I took a nap before I got here, and I was like, yo, I need 2 more minutes.
Honestly, when that happens, I get extremely angry, but I still get up. So I'm just salty for those few minutes.
Nah, she's salty until she come to school. She'll be in 5th period, like,
No, I'm not salty. I'm just late.
late and something. I just be over here laughing at my life, like.
I'm not going to be late this year, guys. No, I'm just not. I can't be late.
Another thing people need to realize, punishment for honesty is what makes us lie.
Honestly, I think that started as a kid. Like, I don't want to get this whooping, so we're just going to figure out how to get yourself out of this whooping. But with my parents, that never worked. So just the idea of me doing something, it's like, whooping.
Crime thought. Anyway, parents
Yeah.
will force their unwilling, untalented kid into sports, but tell them there's no point in being an artist, actor, or playing music because they'll never be famous. So it's like they're forcing their kid who's untalented at sports, but who's good at drawing, to play sports instead of drawing because they say that at least you'll have a career in this one.
That's not my life. I think I've always known, like, I haven't always known what I wanted to do, but they didn't really force me to do stuff. And it's just like, as long as you don't waste my money when you get to college, that's okay.
The reason I stay up late is because I don't want my free time to end and tomorrow to start.
Honestly, I've stayed up to like 5 o'clock each day this week because I'm reading.
Honestly, I've tried to go to
doing
sleep
work.
at 11 each day, and I'm done. Like, I just was like, I still, like, I have this essay, 1984 essay, Crime Thought, for 3 days now. And I haven't finished it yet. Like, I've been doing other essays. I'm like, I'll just come back to it. And I'll stop my work at like 9:30, and I'll be like, I'm done for the day. That's it. That's all I got.
I'm planning on finishing a whole book today and then doing all of the entries and finishing everything. And then tomorrow I'm doing the essays.
1984. You're going to start 1984?
No, fences. That's only like 100 pages.
Have you started 1984?
I'm done with it.
You've done the essay. That essay is hard.
It is.
Yes. This is why it's taken me 3 days. Anyway, we can talk
That's
about that
why
later.
I'm going to do it all day long Friday, so that's perfect.
Test and an outstanding arrest warrant sound like really good things. It's a positive drug test. Does that mean it's a good drug test? No. Positive means that you do have drugs.
I had to pee in a cup today, and for some reason I get really nervous when I have to do that. That just reminds me of that.
Learning how to aim, like, hold up, let me see a Cheerio. I don't get that. Okay, so I was talking to somebody we both know jointly. I was like, why do they tell little boys to like pee, like when they're first learning to be potty trained, put Cheerios in the toilet so they can like aim for that?
They do?
That's what my brother did, and that's what everybody I know who does that.
Wow.
But this man commented, he was like, I can barely aim for a Cheerio. How's that little 3-year-old over there gonna aim for a Cheerio? I just try to aim in a toilet bowl. And our other friend said, just aim at the hole in the bottom. Like, there's already holes within the whole toilet. Like, why do you have to put Cheerios in there?
So you guys are putting Cheerios in the toilet?
My brother's 7. We're not doing it anymore.
I'm sorry. I was like, wait, this was a thing?
That's what we did. I mean, I thought everyone did that.
It's not even an incentive because you can't eat it afterwards.
It's just
I don't get it.
aim for the Cheerio. I don't know.
Aim for the toilet. How about that? Like Cheerios?
And here's the last inspirational thing that we have for today. No matter how good of a person you are the evil in someone's story.
I believe that. Because
I can be the evil in a whole bunch of people's stories.
But
And I
it's
didn't even
like-
do anything. I'm just blunt. Like,
but it's like you don't really have to care though. So unless you like really did something wrong, then maybe care. But I feel like everybody has their own perception of you. And as long as people have freedom of thought, they're gonna think whatever they want to think about you. So I just say be the best person you can be and just move on.
I'm kind of wondering if I can stick the microphone through her hoop. Y'all can see that a little bit later when we get off this. Okay, let me see if I can squeeze another one in here. I wanted to do it though. Anyway,
She wants to do it.
terrible. For some reason, your brain is disturbed by nightmares, even though it literally was the one who created them.
My nightmares be scary. I be waking up in the middle of them. I don't know why, and I don't even remember them when I wake up, but I know I be breathing hard.
One nightmare that I do remember. I mean, I remember a lot of my nightmares, but there's one that I do remember. I was eating Jell-O,
It starts off with
and my teeth were falling out. It was like Jell-O, like a whole bunch of teeth coming out, and I was freaking out. And then there's a whole bunch of like lizards or geckos around me, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do
The
it.
funny part about that is that she was eating Jell-O and not something hard.
I know
She
I
was
was
eating
eating
jelly.
Jell-O, and my teeth were falling out. I was like, oh my god! And that's when I really wanted.
Did
to
you
start
watch the
brushing my
smoker
teeth.
commercial before you went to sleep? Because it
Well,
was,
who wasn't watching those? That's on Nickelodeon. Like
Maybe that's why your
after
teeth are
every
falling
single
out.
thing.
you know, because it was like he gave him a set of teeth, and then all of a sudden his teeth just started coming out. I was like, that's nasty. I
That's
watched the commercials.
nasty. Well, thank you guys. That's all the time that we have for today. This is Everything Teen Talk Radio Show. My name is Jaden,
I'm Taylor.
and we're on Experience Radio Show. Thank you for listening, and please come back. We're going to be back next Thursday, and if we're not, something happened, but we'll try to make sure we play another one of these for you. If not this one,
Or we'll be here.
right? Or we will be here, and y'all are going to have some amazing, amazing content. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for our listeners and everyone who donated on the Facebook. Thank you so much. We really appreciate those.
Okay.
We're really about to make a video right now to express our appreciation. And for
Yes.
those who still want to donate, that's still out there. We have an Amazon link. Go to our Experience Radio Facebook and Teen
Okay.
Talk Radio Facebook, and that link will be on there. If you choose to support and be so kind and loving, we so appreciate that. If not, keep on watching and listening because you're still supporting. Bye-bye. And my laptop's officially at 11 minutes.
Okay.
19 minutes left at 11%. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope you guys really did enjoy what we talked about today as much as we did. And it's so nice to see you guys again. I hope you guys like seeing us as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yep.